best thing about being a kid?
That's easy.
Go on.
You can shit yourself in public and no one bats an eyelid.
Strange groundswell of support for that, as if... yeah, that's the thing we're missing out on. Henning, what were you like as a child?
No, what was I like? Well, I was a lot smaller than I'm now. And then I grew into my current dimensions. And that was mainly all I did when I was little.
Well, that's the first chapter of the book finished.
Yeah.
Most British people judge others by their accent. True or false? What do you think, Henning? Do you think people judge you? Because you've got a bit of an accent, haven't you?
I've got a bit of an accent. Definitely, there is a certain degree of judgment. I recently did a gig up in Bolton, and I got heckled with that wonderful line, "Fuck off back to London." 10 years of listening to Chaz and Dave finally paid off.
Is it the smell that came over from France? The smell in the week was released and it came directly across. Did people not know about this?
Yeah, I knew that. So, Jimmy, what was it? What did it smell of?
It's apparently it smells of sweat, garlic, and rotten eggs. According to reports, it's called Mercaptan.
Mercaptan, and it came from a French factory, didn't it? And then it wafted over.
It wafted over the channel.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's impossible to comment on this without being anti-French. So why try? Yeah. You know it must be bad when even the French notice the smell.
Well, I think...
saying we're going to have a referendum, which is a vote on whether we're in or out of Europe. That's what
that's what it was about. Yeah, I know now.
That's it, yeah.
I think what we're proving here is that there should not be a referendum on Europe.
Cameron says that the British people should have their say. No, when the British people vote, they keep Rylan and Spidey in. You don't want to do that.
I mean, that whole nonsense debate here in Britain, if Britain is in Europe or not, what a nonsensical debate. To anyone who thinks that Britain isn't in Europe, you can smell France. And don't even get me started on that Scottish independence. We don't need more country in Europe, we need fewer countries in Europe, and they all need to speak with one voice.
Which is
German. We have to understand, like Germany versus Britain, Italy versus France, we all hate the Dutch. Yes, of course we all hate the Dutch. They're horrible. That's not a point I'm trying to make.
No, we like the Dutch.
No, they're awful.
We like the Dutch.
No, they're absolutely awful.
We hate the Germans. We don't...
Let's have a look and see whether Cameron talking about the EU is up there. Yes, David Cameron has promised an in-out referendum on Europe. France and Germany have said Britain can't pick and choose its terms with Europe. There are just two things you need to remember, France and Germany: World War I and World War II.
Well, third time lucky.
They'll do it again. They will. They'll do it again, won't you? They'll do it again.
We're really up for it.
So this is what it's like if you listen to radio in German and you can understand German. This is what they're saying all the time on the radio. When you're in German, you don't know what they're saying, but it's just stuff like this. It's just they're just shouting it to each other. Yes, this time we will do it.
It's a bit like England before any World Cup.
In the way that China wanted Hong Kong back, would you like the Queen back?
You can keep them all. We had royal family and all that, but these days in Germany we haven't got a class system. It's everybody's doing incredibly well.
Why are you here?
I wasn't good enough to cut it back home.
What job did you do in Germany before you came here?
Well, I tried to do stand-up comedy, but not good enough. And over here in Britain, bloody easy.
Henning, do you like Formula One?
I went once to Silverstone, and it was a fairly underwhelming experience. I bought one of them ground passes, and that allows you to walk around the circuit
And then at the point of your choosing, you're allowed to press your face against the fence. Huh? The problem is, the cars, they're so small in reality and so fast. When they were going by, you couldn't even make out their colour. It was just a ball of noise flying past. And this is the worst day out I've ever had.
But it'd be great, wouldn't it, if Formula One was sponsored by Branston Pickle, wouldn't it? And instead of champagne at the end, he just shook up a jar of Branston and just flicked it at the end.
Well, that's more or less what they did, didn't they? Because it was in Abu Dhabi, they couldn't have champagne. So they had, like, elderflower...
Cordial.
Cordial, yeah. And they said, well, in Abu Dhabi, you're not allowed to drink champagne, but apparently you're allowed to kiss a man's helmet in public.
John's team.
I tell you what I have been talking about this week. Roy Keane has a second book out. Nelson Mandela, just the one book. Roy Keane felt he needed two. So really...
Nelson Mandela struggled to do another one now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, it was only 3 years since his last autobiography, so surely all that much can't have happened in the meantime. So, I mean, I would struggle filling one autobiography. I would have to write down every single thought I ever had, and on top of that, I would need to invent stuff.
So you're saying it would be difficult for you to write an autobiography? We'll just call it My Struggle, then.
Yeah, very good. Or I was thinking probably Henning. Everything has gone according to plan.
Henning, would you like to be cloned?
Got enough on me plate as it is. Then I have to think for someone else as well. I mean, sometimes I start...
A sentence?
If I had someone else to finish that sentence for me, that would be excellent, but...
There isn't anyone?
How much are you paying this person to finish your sentences? How much are you paying? If the money's right, I've got a bit of spare time over the summer. Our series is about to end. If you need some sentences finishing.
Well, I'm currently writing my Edinburgh show. I can send you a script as it is, and if you just write the 3 quarters that are missing, they're perfect.
OK, all right. Well, Henning, why don't you start a sentence? Just start a sentence, we'll get John to finish it. That shouldn't be a problem.
I'm not very good at starting sentences either. I think the free world has got a lot of challenges on its hands, such as...
The overuse of the phrase... Now, I'm already nervous because of the sound the audience is making. It's making me feel like this is not a bit of fun, but it's actually quite offensive.
If I ever want to speak Italian, John's certainly the first man to ask. The way I understand it is that they always say women like nothing better than a man that makes them laugh. It's just an absolute shame that women find nothing funnier than £1 million in the bank.
OK, John, what do you think?
Well, I imagine it's the news that's rocking teenage boys everywhere, and it's the release of the new Call of Duty computer game. There's a girl at the door.
Well, you say teenage boys, but this last year, the games market in the UK was worth £1.92 billion.
Queued up overnight, like...
For 4 days, they queued up.
4 days. Camping out. Would you ever camp out for 4 days? For a What, for the game? Yeah.
What would you camp out 4 days for?
Brain trainer. New edition.
I'd camp out for 4 days if I was going camping.
I read a sentence like, oh, the great thing about this game is you can live stream multiplayer games in real time to YouTube. It took me longer to understand that sentence than it will for them to complete the whole game. What that basically implies is that you could watch other people playing a computer game online. People are actually going to log on and go, what are you doing? I'm watching a Peruvian kid play a Russian kid at a shooting game. I'm leaving you.
Well, the funny thing, it's also got Nazi zombies in it, apparently.
It's got Nazi zombies?
Yeah, so, and I'm not sure where they come in, how they come in. I mean, if something's risen from the grave and is about to eat my brain, I don't really care about their ideology.
Henning, do you watch the show?
Not regularly, but I wonder, a lot of them professional dancers, not the ones on the program, but there's loads of them that have gone to the well, dancing schools or whatever they might be called, and
dancing school, yeah.
Yeah, dancing school. And they've put themselves through everything because of the dancing, and then they see all of a sudden any old Herbert having a go on Strictly Come Dancing. They must be feeling like most stand-ups feel when they turn the telly on and there is Paddy McGuinness.
Worst thing about guests staying overnight?
The worst thing about guests staying overnight is with me that in the morning they expect this big fry-up, right? They want bacon, eggs, the whole works, because they just think I'm going to cook all the time. But for me, I'm like, shreddies, milk, then sling it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to get.
It's when you wake up at breakfast and they're in the kitchen already and you think, who let you out? I bolted that.
Sean, do you ever have people over to stay?
Oh, God, I love it. Guests. My house is just open house. It's just... I have at least 4 pianists staying in my house just to keep the... It's like New Orleans. It's great. I'm just cooking and people... Yeah, I do. I like having people around. Trouble is, it's persuading them to stay.
But you are always exhausted after, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, whenever I've got guests over, there is that degree of exhaustion because you feel that degree of responsibility. Also, you're not sure in your own house. You've lost track of what is considered tidy and what is not tidy. You think, yeah, well, there might be a broken window, but as long as the pigeons don't fly in, that's all right.
Henning, would you consider running for office?
I would, actually, if someone asked, but I don't think I'm allowed to play because I haven't got a British passport. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to work on British television without a British passport. The problem is at the moment society accommodates overweight people too well. I was in a men's outfitter in Shrewsbury the other day.
Oh, you live a life, don't you?
So, and then I tried on a nice pair of corduroy trousers. And I couldn't button them up. And then the bloke that runs the place says, ooh, maybe try one size easier. Rather than, you a fat bastard.
We have a thing over here, Henning, called customer service. Is if you make a living by selling stuff, it's better not to have people walk in your shop and go, all right, fat fucker, we haven't got anything for you.
One person's essential journey isn't another's. For example, I consider it essential for me to drive around counting snowmen. Somebody's got to do that, you know, count the snowman, height, you know. I can't do the weight, that's tricky. Every time I see a snowman, I always think to myself, God, I must get round to building a snowman.
Why don't you stop driving around looking at them and use that time to build a snowman?
Or take one. Get a van if there is one you really like with 2 coals for the eyes and carrot for the nose, perfect.
Do they have a tradition of building snowmen in Germany?
Oh, we have got the finest snowman in the world.
Well, I want to ask about German snowmen. Do they put the coal underneath the carrot? That would look good, wouldn't it? That would look good.
Would you eat roadkill, yes or no?
At the moment, yeah, I would eat it raw off the pavement. I haven't eaten meat for a while and I'm gagging for some. So if it died by accident or of laughter, I will eat it raw. I've eaten flies when I've been on my bike.
Well, it depends on where you live, isn't it? Like, if you live in America, of course you eat roadkill. Because you drive into bears or moose or... So, like, proper big animals where there is a good steak on them. But over here, essentially, well, all you have is hedgehogs or something, and there's just nothing on them. So, and then just squashed into the tarmac, and so it's more road than kill. I'm saying something very contrary now. I think MP's getting an unfairly hard and tough deal. I think people get into politics to help society and to serve society. So she goes out there, works for the Conservative Party or whichever party it is. So has got, despite being culture secretary, fairly low public profile, out of a sudden get dragged over the hot coals for something buying a letter opener. Well, that is office equipment. The reality is she has been working for the community for 30 years and out of a sudden it's perfectly all right. Yeah, that is the reaction more people should show. That really, yeah. If there is one scandal...
Sorry, Maria.
Yeah, you should be. It's just a very clever marketing ploy, isn't it? Most of them things never happen. Like, they make it... Oh, this is so bad, you have to go and see it with your own eyes to believe it. And then everyone goes in there and say, oh, well, it's just disappointing.
Yeah. The German tourist board there.
Germany is exciting, and I tell you what, if you want to experience an authentic German Christmas experience in the UK, go to Birmingham and enjoy the German Christmas market. I was there this year on the opening night, and I'm amazed how many of my countrymen are fluent in Romanian.
You're a big fan of Christmas markets because I've heard a radio ad of yours.
Yeah, from donkeys ago, from the Brighton Christmas market, yes.
Should we have a listen?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
I'm loving the Brighton by the seaside. It reminds me of beautiful Boltenhagen. And I'm loving your German market at the Churchill Square. Knickknacks, gifted things, and all sorts of crafted things. And yummy things you don't get seeing nowhere else, except in beautiful Boltenhagen. Jawohl.
Very few radio ads where people mention knickknacks and yummy things.
The funny thing about that was, when I recorded that, the bloke said, you sound too English, sound more German. So, and then I gave the most over-the-top version. I think that's exactly what we needed.
Henning, do you watch X Factor?
No, I must admit I haven't watched it. Strange concept, isn't it, going on a reality TV show? Because the people, essentially, what they end up with, they end in a situation where they'll be temporarily too well-known to take public transport, but because it's unwaged, they're still too poor to travel by cab.
I'll give you the actual quote from Prince Harry. He said he admitted killing Taliban members, saying, if there's people trying to do bad stuff, then we'll take them out of the game. We have to take a life to save a life.
He talks like a Premier League footballer there. Yeah, Afghanistan, always a difficult place to go. We knew I had to dig in deep, so I'm just pleased I was given a gun. And that's what it's all about at this level. Next Saturday, Ipswich.
He has been prepared, though. Like, no wonder Prince Harry's killing Taliban. Look at his entire life. Murdering the dance floor, slaying babes every night, carnage. That's who he is.
But why is there a war there? Because they've caught Osama bin Laden.
Good question.
They've caught Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So what are they fighting for now?
Basically, the Taliban don't like fun.
No, Britain is at war with Afghanistan because they've got loads of grit. And that is what Britain needs every winter, doesn't have enough grit, and that is why Britain is in Afghanistan getting all the grit.
Worst thing about camping? What do you think, Sean?
You can't pretend you're out when the Jehovah's Witnesses come round. They can see the silhouette. They can see the silhouette of you creeping round inside the tent.
Earlier this year, I went with a few friends to the French Alps for some camping and mountain hiking. So, and there was two downsides to that holiday. One was camping, the other one was the walking. So, I mean, mountain walking, that's a strange one, because, I mean, if it really was that good, I mean, why is no other fucker doing it?
Best thing about living with your parents?
Oh, it's washing them, isn't it? Well, the age my parents are at. It's getting up in the morning and giving them a good wash. It's like, you know, it's like the elephants in the zoo. I just stand them on the end of the table. I get hose, I'm scrubbing them all down.
How big are your parents?
Also, if you live with your parents, you can keep tabs on your inheritance, can't you? So, you don't need to have an evening meal. You had a big lunch. You don't need a new carpet, it's fine. Just take
Heating
glasses
on,
off.
Bonacardi, you'll be fine.
No, don't spend that. Well, this is mine.
Also, another one is you don't need to make up lies on how well you're doing, because they know you're a failure.
Goldstein, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
What have you been chatting about?
On Tuesday, England won the World Cup, didn't they?
England! England! Hey! Who are you?
Henning, so you've lived... How long have you lived in the UK?
Since 2002. So I've seen them win many, many World Cups. I don't enjoy football as much as I used to, because our German side, we're rubbish these days. We have not won a major tournament for 17 years. Haven't been to a final of one for about 5 years. And to a semi-final of one for practically 18 months. So.
Can I remind you you're a guest here? Are fantasy shows just for kids? Yes or no? What do you think, John?
It depends what you mean by fantasy, doesn't it, really? I'd love to be in a fantasy show. I like them. I like to be a little dwarf in something.
Well, you are. You're a little dwarf in this.
Yeah, but I don't get to talk about swords and gemstones and knights of Gurugang.
I watched 10 minutes of Game of Thrones, and it was names, I don't know, names like sort of Tyrion, Lannister, Cranluff, and I felt like I was lost in Cornwall.
The thing with Game of Thrones is, you watch it and it's like, it's nice scenery, then there's a couple of dragons, and you think, oh, that's all right for kids. And then that's the first minute of it, and then the rest of it is just incest, murder, and then it's like, I wouldn't let my kids watch it. I don't have any kids.
What do you think, Henning?
I reckon, yeah, if it's in the evening, it's for adults. Daytime TV for children. So, and I think in the morning at school they should ask, who in here has seen Game of Thrones? All the kids put their hands up or give them straight to social services.
They've sent Boris Johnson and George Osborne to China.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A trade trip, really, to encourage trade links.
Let's have a look at Boris Johnson in China. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's him at the Forbidden City.
They're not the ideal people, George Osborne and Boris Johnson, send out. I mean, normally when we want to get people interested in our country, we wheel out David Beckham, don't we? Prince William. We normally send them out. But, I mean, when I met Boris Johnson, it put me off living in London.
Henning, what do you think of him?
I don't know. I'm in two minds. I'm obviously a Londoner in it.
Obviously, yeah.
That means he's my governor, he's my mayor. And personally, I like my politicians really, really dull.
Once bitten, twice shy, yeah.
From a sporting perspective, it's got to be the fantastic Swedish goal scored by Ibrahimovic against England. An overhead kick. It's phenomenal.
I thought it was OK.
Let's have a look at this incredible goal.
What's phenomenal is he took his top off and he got booked. If you
He
score
got
a goal
what?
like that, he should have been allowed to take all his clothes off and have sex with a penalty spot. And we should have all had to just wait until he finished.
Why do you need to take your top off? I agree with the ref. The ref's got no choice. It's FIFA regulations. He has
the rules, isn't it? Rule 17.
Yes, exactly. And
Rules are important, aren't they, Henning?
No, well, let me tell you that the best goal ever will never, ever be scored in a friendly game.
Yes, I agree.
So show it on the big stage when it matters.
What's the favourite German goal?
Anyone we've scored in a World Cup final.
Their favourite goal is getting hold of Poland.
The Andrew Mitchell thing. That's what people have been talking about. The disbelief, the incredulity of the whole nation that the police might have made something up. That story. There's ice cream men just stopping switching off the machine, just going, what's the point of selling ice cream in a world where policemen make things up?
So last September, Andrew Mitchell was accused of swearing at the police and calling officers plebs when they wouldn't let him ride his bike through the main gates at Downing Street. He denied calling them plebs.
The worst thing about it is obviously he's coming out of it all right now, whereas he's a massive knob. Isn't he?
Well, Andrew Mitchell has nicknamed himself Big Swinging Dick.
I'd love to have a nickname like that.
That is not going to happen.
I was called Cocknose at university because I had a nose, well, shaped like a cock.
A couple of things. Firstly, your cock is a weird shape.
What do you call it when a scandal becomes a scandal? Because it was Plebgate, so now it's Plebgate Gate. Plebgate itself has become a scandal, because if it happened in Harrogate, it would have been Harrogate.
In the end of the day, we're discussing now a story that exactly nobody knows anything about because, well, first the police said that's happened, so he swore, and then it turns out no, he didn't. Apparently they said there was loads of onlookers, then there was nobody standing there. Well, you can't really trust the police, can you? And then somebody else goes, yeah, but that Mitchell fella used to be an investment banker, you can't trust him either, can you? And then everybody goes, well, who can you trust? Let's go to church on Sunday.
The royal family, are they popular back in Germany?
Since they deserted us, no one cares about them. I was incredibly worried with baby George that you wouldn't hear anything but stories about him, but this was the first outbreak of George mania. They had to take out the whole first-class cabin on the flight to New Zealand, so except for when it was time to change the nappy, then the nanny and the baby went out to economy, changed it there just in the aisle, and dropped the nappy on the aisle for the subjects to lick.
What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Maybe BBC.
It's an extraordinary crisis, isn't it? It's a crazy thing that's happened.
It's just got to the point now where it's impossible for them to regain their trust. Like, for that to happen, Stephen Fry would have to cure cancer live on Strictly.
You're right, though. According to a poll, faith in BBC journalism has dropped 44%. Although I don't know if you can trust that poll because it was conducted by the BBC.
It's not about that we've lost trust in the BBC, lost trust in elements, says she, Mrs. BBC.
Yeah, I think that, I'll be honest with you, I don't think anyone is questioning the bakery shows. Everyone was going, really, that flan's going to rise like that just because of a bit of yeast? Yeah. No way. Presumably you're up for the job of Director General.
Yes, I have been asked.
You must be on a list. Everyone's on a list.
I think you are. You're on it, aren't you?
Jimmy's going to be treasurer. Well, I think it's ridiculous this idea that the BBC have lost trust. If you compare it to, say, News International, when they had phone hacking, they did their own investigation and they completely covered it up for years to the point where it's caused the Leveson inquiry, whereas the BBC made a mistake and they went, yeah, we've made a mistake. So I think this is a little bit of a witch hunt here against the BBC, usually by forces that have other purposes on their mind.
Well, what do you think
the evil Murdoch empire? I don't think the BBC have lost trust. I just think they should sack loads of people who don't do their job properly. Yeah. The BBC, fundamentally, as an institution, still works. I mean, Newsnight, basically, they were doing reports based on what was written on bridges. Like, Gibbos are nonce. Someone's written, Gibbos are nonce on a bridge. You go, well, Gibbo must be a nonce then.
The thing is that it doesn't help yourself, the BBC, because you turn it on, it's the lead story in the news. I've been listening to 5 Live for the past 2 weeks, and all they talk about is Newsnight. It's like, fellas, put the gun down and step away.
The problem is the BBC is the state broadcaster, and in Britain there is such a hefty scepticism towards anything to do with state that the moment there is any shortcomings, everyone just jumps at the opportunity. And so then it is... In a way, Britain is the last bastion of communism in Europe.
I'd like to hear more about why we're the last bastion of communism.
Because the state's the enemy. Yeah, the state is seen as the enemy. I mean, that is... And there's all aspects of the BBC, like then like little things, like they had... Oh, Jeremy Paxman, why did he have to fly in business class. Well, he said because he had to get some work done. So in Germany, everyone would accept that, yeah, that's fair enough. Well, in Britain, everyone goes, well, he's not going to do any work on them. He's just going to eat peanuts and getting drunk. Had he gone standard class, everyone would have gone, well, can't he go on the couch? Had he gone on the couch, why doesn't he take a bicycle? Well, he walks in them expensive shoes, can't he walk barefoot?
OK, George Entwistle. George Entwistle. So he was in the job 54 days and he was given a full year's salary, £450,000, to leave.
David Mellor said he had the leadership qualities of Winnie the Pooh, which I think a man managing Tigger cannot be an easy job. If you've ever been in a meeting with him, I'm very aware of what the wonderful thing about Tiggers are. We've got to get this report finished, and there'll be plenty of time for bouncy. Fair enough to, you know, in any other period say, oh, he made a bit of a mistake. But when you come in that environment, and then your argument is, oh, they did a whole Newsnight report on naming paedophiles and I didn't check it. I think if I was Director General of the BBC, I would know everything. I would know who won Bargain Hunt every day. I'd be in meetings going, who is this Iggle prick?
Entwistle left after 54 days.
Yeah.
I mean, within 54 days, he can't stamp any authority on anything. So at Newsnight, in a way, they just acted like gambling addicts, didn't they? They had the winning lottery ticket. That was the Savile story. That was the winning lottery ticket, but they lost it in the wash. So they remortgaged the house and bought scratch cards.
I don't get the difference, right? Well, I do now. I've realised when you resign, you get paid. When I worked at B&Q, I got sacked for building an A-team style tank out of company materials. And I stupidly stuck around until they gave me my marching orders. I should have resigned. I shot a hole in the wall and fucked off. But I didn't, I just kept building.
It's funny, he's touched on something which I really wanted to talk about.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it was where Philip Schofield will be working soon, because I'm really surprised he hasn't had more crap from this, because that bit where he basically handed the Prime Minister a list of names of paedophiles. Not only did he partially start off this witch hunt, he made the Prime Minister look good.
Yeah, well, the problem...
The Prime Minister looked really together, didn't he?
What was the Prime Minister doing on ITV? Where is he on next? Like, Nuts Magazine TV?
Sean's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
Baking cake, yes. Cake. We had the National Cake Championships recently, where the whole nation gathered round an oven and waited with bated breath to see who made the best cake.
Well, especially it wasn't even cake. In the end, there was a windmill and a letterbox.
Made of cake?
Ish. Like, when I see some cake, I say, oh, I left some cake. But with that one, you wouldn't even have known where to start slicing. So and they put all the hours in and lovely and what have you, but was not for consumption.
Don't take this the wrong way, but are you a bit of a cake fascist?
Well, I like my cake edible and manageable, yes.
That is not a cake! No, I don't watch it because nothing happens. That's the whole point. That's why people like it, because nothing happens. Someone bakes a cake. If I had a choice between watching Bake Off and watching the last hour of a light bulb, I'd choose the light bulb. But, you know, when you're just watching a light bulb just flickering before it just goes... Or if I want to entertain myself, I just rub my eyes like that. And then go into a dark room and see all the stars. And oh, this is great. I see stars and everything. So I don't have a problem with it, but I'm not a baker. I did an old lady one.
Bake Off is just about an excuse to eat cake. What is not to get?
Yeah, but
why
that's
wouldn't
the
you
thing.
watch it?
It's only on telly. You can't eat it.
Yeah, because then you make it. You go out, you then make yourself
yeah, but you're
a
not.
cake.
Have you been watching telly?
I go out, I make the cake. Well, not that cake. I don't make the windmill and whatever.
So, which cakes have you made this year? What did you go with?
This week, for the final, me and my husband made a chocolate banana loaf.
A chocolate banana loaf?
Yeah. It makes you feel better because it's got fruit in, so you think you're being healthy, but really it's just chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake with a banana next to it, is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you drink?
No.
No. That's it. You can only really get excited about cake, I think, if you don't drink.
Maybe they should do drink off. Maybe they should just have people making drinks, that's a lovely gin and tonic. Yeah, lovely. Because you could really play along at home with that.
Yeah. You'd have to keep Mary Berry on. Just shit-faced by the end of it.
She was loving the Baileys.
She likes a drink, I've heard.
And it would also make sense why it always... Mary would like you to, as if she couldn't speak herself. She has got her mother to speak for her, doesn't she? And Mary would like... And she stands right there, so... And she must have told them in the first place what she would like. I mean, that bit of the show makes absolutely no sense.
What bit?
Well,
I don't watch it, so...
Well, essentially what it is essentially reenactment of Victorian London, where there is the paupers in the cellar and the high and mighty, they're being served cake in that instance.
Did you watch Downton Abbey by mistake?
Well, it is not too dissimilar, is it? It's just people that are entitled for whatever reason, and then they have the paupers baking them cake. And then they can be snootish about it. Oh, that raspberry made the base all moist. Well, it's still a nice piece of cake, I guess. Well, if you're that fussy about it, bake it yourself.
Henry, do you have any equivalent of this in America?
There are a lot of shows, of bake-off shows and chef shows. I did one. It was called The Iron Chef.
The Iron Chef.
What they didn't tell me was, don't eat every plate, all of it, at one. There were 4 chefs, and they made 4 complete dinners. And I ate 4 complete dinners. And I licked the plate.
You don't want to be impolite, so you finish your plate. Yeah. Also, we all know if you don't finish the plate, tomorrow will be rain. Oh, that's probably more German thing.
Is that what they say to kids?
Yeah, you say to the kids, you have to eat, you have to finish the plate, otherwise tomorrow will be bad weather.
Kids wakes up the next morning and it's raining and he thinks, oh my, it's my fault.
Exactly. And if he is finished, or she has finished the plate, then, oh, it must have been the neighbour's kid that hasn't finished.
Worst thing about celebrating your birthday? Kate.
I think birthdays are a bit overrated, really. Actually, it's just another day, and you've still got to do the washing and unload the dishwasher and muck out the pigs.
Muck out the pigs?
And then someone might sing Happy Birthday, which is a really bad song. And
You say it's a bad song. It's actually the song that's made the most money in history. It's made $50 million for the people that wrote it, because you still have to pay when you sing it on television.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to write a new one.
Well, that's a very good idea, Sean. What thoughts have you got? It's Happy Birthday's the theme, obviously.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. You're not dead yet.
OK, I mean, we're all going to have to get behind this. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. You're not dead yet.
Do you sing Happy Birthday in Germany exactly the same, but in German?
Unfortunately, we do. Yes,
the same tune and same...
The same tune, and we actually do sing Happy Birthday, Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday, Lieber or Liebe, and then insert name as applicable.
Do you sing that? Insert name as applicable.
Alles gut. No, hang on. I'm not good. I mean, I'm not...
Are you actually German? Is this just an act? What?
You actually say Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
You don't say, like, the German equivalent.
No, because that just wouldn't...
What's Happy Birthday in
Well,
German?
that would be alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Now, little known fact, it's actually someone's birthday today. Yeah, someone's special birthday.
Statistically, you would expect that to be the case, wouldn't you?
It's actually Henning's 40th birthday today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Henning, we've organised, Henning, because it's your birthday and you've chosen to spend it with us, we've organised a little party. Well, not a party, but sort of a rally for you. Henning Wehn, everyone, happy birthday. Look at that.
I can't bloody lift mine up, can I?
You can't. Oh no, you can't.
Get a straw, will you?
Can we get a straw for? Get a straw for Alex.
I'm just messing with you.
Thank you.
It's a miracle.
Try to do that
as well.
I remember the little Henning was very funny because he was in the garden.
When I was at school, my nickname was Fat German. If they could see me now, they'd love it.
I can genuinely see that, though. You look like a fat German. Well, this seems like a traditional way to celebrate your birthday. There's beer and there's Steins.
Wohlsein auf den deutschen Fußballsport.
If you've just tuned in, this is an alternate future where they won the war.
Just German beer. Yeah.
Is it nice?
Shall we all do the voice? That feels like we should all probably do the voice.
The thing about German beer is they have the Reinheitsgebot.
Von 1516.
Yeah.
I will just check in with the fat German boy. Rob.
Ja. Ich will ja.
Rob, in your case, just shut up. You look Aryan enough as it is.
OK, John, tell us about one of your depressing birthdays. I imagine they're all pretty bad, but...
Last birthday was a disaster because I had a girlfriend. She bought me a present and she brought me guitar lessons, but the man who she hired to teach me is too handsome and I can't have the rest of the lessons because he's too much of a threat to me to have back in the house. The problem is in Spanish as well, E is I and A is E, and sometimes we just spend an hour shouting at each other in my lounge where he goes, eh, and I go, E, and he goes, not E, eh. Why do you have these big cups? I find it odd enough to look masculine in a pub without someone have to drink like a frigging beaker.
I think you should down it, John. Why don't you try and down it?
Because I will die.
Let's down it.
Come on, John.
Go on, John.
Man up. Come on, John. I'll be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, you started that fast clap way too soon. I would say you were a quarter of an hour early on your cue there for when to go with it. Oh, he's nearly done it.
There's always editing. They can cut out the bit.
Oh, that's true. Start again.
But keep it nice and slow. A lot of young people watch this show. Drink responsibly, obviously. OK, come on. This will be the best thing he's ever done. Come on. OK, I'll give you the answer. The most annoying thing about celebrating your birthday is being the centre of attention.
Yeah.
Well, would you agree with that, Henning? Yeah. Last year on my birthday, my girlfriend gave me the bumps, or as they're more commonly known, genital warts.